Hello everybody, in this video I will discuss simultaneous equations. I will explain 3 examples on elimination and 2 on substitution. Up to now we have solved equations with only one unknown variable. When solving for 2 unknown variables, 2 equations are required. They are known as simultaneous equations. The solutions of the unknowns satisfy both equations simultaneously. Now, why do we do simultaneous equations? The solution to the system of simultaneous equations is the coordinates of the point at which the two graphs intersect. There. So in the end you will end with 2 answers, and the answers mean the coordinates of the point of intersection. I will discuss 2 methods, namely elimination and substitution. Elimination. When using elimination to solve simultaneous equations, you have to add or subtract equations in order to eliminate one variable. Now here's the example. Solve simultaneously for x plus 2y is equal to 3 and 3x minus 2y is equal to 5 by elimination. So what you do is you start by writing down the first equation. X plus 2y is equal to 3. And then you label it number 1, equation 1. And then underneath that one, you write the second equation. 3x minus 2y is equal to 5. And my suggestion is you write x's underneath each other and y's underneath each other and numbers below. Then what you're going to do is you're going to draw a line, and then you're going to say you're going to add number 1 to number 2. That means you say x plus 3x is 4x, and then plus 2y minus 2y will cancel, and 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. And then you solve x. You divide by 4 this side and you divide by 4 that side. Therefore, x is equal to 2. Then you say substitute x is equal to 2 into number 1. Now you can either substitute it back into number 1 or number 2. It doesn't matter. It will give you the same answer. So there's equation number 1. X plus 2y is equal to 3, and in x's place I substitute 2. 2 plus 2y is equal to 3. And now you can solve y. So 2 will walk across and it becomes 2y is equal to 3 minus 2. 2y is equal to 1. And then to solve y, divide by 2 both sides. Y is equal to a half. And then you will see your answer. There's an x and a y. And in the end, that will be the point of intersection of 2 straight lines. By using elimination, solve simultaneously for x plus 2y is 13 and 3x plus y is equal to 14. Now the first thing you do is you write down the first equation. X plus 2y is 13, and you give it a name. You label it number 1. Then you write down the second equation. 3x plus y is equal to 14, and you give it the name number 2. But now you will see that there's a problem, because there's a x and there's a 3x, there's a 2y and there's a y. They will not cancel out when you add or subtract. So what you do is you choose any of the 2 equations. I chose number 2, and then I'm going to multiply the whole equation with minus 2, so that this thing becomes a minus 2y, so that they can cancel out in the next step. So every term gets multiplied by negative 2, and it becomes negative 6x minus 2y is equal to minus 28. And you give it a new name. That one is now number 3. Now I'm ready. So I write down number 1 again. X plus 2y is equal to 13. It's number 1. And I write down number 3. Negative 6x minus 2y is equal to minus 28. And can you see x's underneath each other and y's underneath each other? Now I'm going to say I'm going to add number 1 plus number 3. This is this step over here. I draw a line and I say x minus 6x minus 6x is negative 5x plus 2y minus 2y is nothing, and 13 minus 28 is negative 15. And then I solve x. And so can you see, this is why this is called the method of elimination. I eliminated the y. Therefore, divide by negative 5 this side, divide by negative 5 that side, and x is equal to 3. Now that I have a value for x, I will say substitute x is equal to 3 into number 1. You can choose any of the 3 equations. I write it down, x plus 2y is 13, and into x's place I'm going to substitute 3. 3 plus 2y is 13. The 3 will walk across and it becomes 2y is equal to 13 minus 3. 2y is equal to 10. Divide by 2 to solve y, and y is equal to 5. And then can you see your answer? There's an x and a y. In the end, it's the point of intersection of the 2 straight lines. By using elimination, solve simultaneously for y is equal to 2x plus 1 and x plus 2y plus 3 is equal to 0. So we start by writing down the first equation, y is equal to 2x plus 1. And then there's your second equation. Then, in this first equation, can you see that now I brought the 2x to the left-hand side so that all the variables are on the one side equal to the numbers, and I label it number 1. And then on the other equation, what happened was, can you see I took the 3 across so that the numbers are on the right hand side, and I also rearranged my terms on the left hand side so that the y is first and the x is second. Now the 2 equations are in the same form. So what's going to happen is when I write down equation 2 below equation 1, can you see this is y, 2y, 2x and x. Nothing will cancel. So I have to adjust equation 2 by multiplying by 2. When I multiply every single term by 2, it becomes 2 times 2y is 4y, 2 times x is 2x, and negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. So, and then I have to give it a new name, and it's called equation number 3. Now I'm ready. So I write down number 1 again. Y minus 2x is equal to 1. It's still number 1. And I write down number 3. 4y plus 2x is equal to minus 6. Now I can add number 1 plus number 3, and you have to write that down for the examiner. You draw a line and you say y plus 4y is 5y, negative 2x plus 2x is nothing, and 1 minus 6 is minus 5. And then solve y, divide by 5, divide by 5. Therefore y is equal to negative 1. Now substitute y is equal to negative 1 into number 1, which was y minus 2x is equal to 1. So in y's place, in goes minus 1, minus 2x is 1. Solve x. That means the negative 1 will walk across, and you end with minus 2x is equal to 1 plus 1 which is 2, and then to solve x, divide by -2, divide by -2, and x is equal to -1. Therefore, your coordinates for the point of intersection for the two graphs will be at x is -1 and y is -1. Now I'm going to explain the method of substitution. Solve the system of equations by using substitution, and then I give you the two equations. So what you do is you start by writing down the first one, y plus 2x is equal to 0, and you label it number 1. Then you get either y or x alone. My suggestion is get the variable alone that has a coefficient of 1. Remember, the coefficient is the number in front of the variable. So you write y is equal to -2x, and then you label this one equation number 2. Then you take the other equation, y minus 2x minus 4 is equal to 0, and you do nothing to it, you only give it a name, you label it number 3. And then you say, substitute number 2 into number 3. So you write number 3 down, and then it means y is equal to minus 2x. So in the next equation, into number 3, everywhere where you see a y, you will substitute -2x. So in goes -2x, and then there's minus 2x minus 4 is equal to 0. Now you can add like terms. Minus 2x is minus 4x. Minus 4 is equal to 0. And can you see, by substituting in, you eliminated one of your variables. And then now we're going to solve x. In other words, the -4 will go across and it becomes plus 4. And then to solve x, divide by -4, divide by -4. X is equal to -1. Now that you have x's value, you say substitute x is equal to -1 into number 2. You can choose any of the three equations. I prefer that one, it looks easy. Y is equal to -2x. In x's place, I will substitute -1. Remember to use brackets, and then y is equal to +2. Solve the system of equations by using substitution, and then I give you the two equations there. So the first thing you're going to do is you write down the first equation, 2x plus y is equal to 5, and you label it number 1. Then you write down the other equation, 3x minus 2y is equal to 4, and you give it a name number 2. Then in the first equation, you will make y the subject of the formula, and then it becomes y is equal to -2x plus 5, and you give it a new name, number 3. Then we're going to substitute number 3 into number 2. So you write number 2 down, 3x minus 2y is equal to 4, and then y is minus 2x plus 5. So in y's place, you're going to substitute the minus 2x plus 5. Then we multiply in the -2, and it becomes 3x plus 4x minus 10 is equal to 4. And then I will add my like terms. 3x plus 4x is 7x minus 10 is 4. Let the 10 walk across, it becomes plus 10, and then it's 7x is equal to 14. Solve x, divide by 7, divide by 7. X is equal to 2. Then we say sub x is equal to 2 into number 3, and number 3 was y is equal to -2x plus 5. So in x's place you substitute the 2, y is -4 plus 5, y is equal to 1. Just a final note. In an exam, you may be told which method to use when solving simultaneous equations. If you use a different method from the one you are told to use, you will receive no marks, so be careful. In the next video, I will teach you how to solve exponential equations. Click on the video in the left-hand corner to take you straight to the next lesson.